Good morning. Today is Monday, 26th of February 2024, and we continue the 26th lesson of Tanya. We're now on chapter 17 out of 53. And we discussed yesterday the strength of the concentration that is helping the person to elevate his spiritual level. And also we came to a conclusion so far in Tanya that the most of us are binoni, in-betweeners. Very few are tzaddikim or full tzaddikim. Very few actually Rasha or full Rasha. The bulk of it are binoni, in-betweeners. Even Rava, in his conversation of Abai, mentioned that he is binoni. To great surprise of Abai said, listen, if you are Benoni, who is tzaddik? Anyway, so Rava had a very, very condensed meaning, zipped meaning into this point. And then in chapter 17, Torah now begins to talk about how can a person really reach that ability to have a complete unity with Hashem. Tanya mentioned that perhaps a full tzaddik can only be sent by God with a particular purpose to earth. The soul has to get there. I guess the soul gets split in heavens in half. Half goes to man, half to the woman, and they have to find each other. That's what Talmud says. The biggest challenge that God has these days after creation of the universe is a matchmaking to help people find each other. So then Tanya says, well, don't despair, don't give up. You think, I never become a tzaddik. How can I become a tzaddik? If God sends the souls to the world of tzaddikim, I can get... So Tanya says, it's interesting. 8 plus 2 is 10. It's the same as 10 plus 0, 10. What does it mean by that? If somebody has natural ability of full elevation to Hashem and he comes out from his prayers during the day and he feels satisfied with his position to be in love with Hashem, in unity with Hashem, naturally, was not even making effort. It's a natural thing for him. And another person makes a lot of effort, let's say on a scale 1 to 10 and 8, but he can't get to the 10. He's still missing, and I just couldn't get it complete. I'm still missing something. Then, for the efforts he's putting, God adds there another 2 tokens to make it 10. And according to the Tanya, that arrival of the 10 is exactly the same as somebody getting 10. In other words, in a simplistic explanation, the person gets to 10 with his soul naturally, without help of Hashem. Well, you'll say, how can it be? We're all helped by Hashem. Yes. But in a figurative sense, the person naturally already gets there, and Hashem doesn't need to push him any further. But the person who kind of can get there, try to get there but can't, then Hashem, oh well, you tried, don't worry. So you work hard, and you cannot get to become a good runner in a sprint competition. And then God says, well, when you get within 5 meters of the finishing line, I push you a little bit, and you'll still get there on real time that you want. So from God's perspective, there's no difference between naturally getting there and getting there with the help of Hashem. Now you feel that kind of strenuous way to get there versus easy way to get there. Hashem said that's true. It is strenuous. But in the eyes of Hashem, you have the same thing. And once you understand it's the same thing, then you will be at peace. You'll say, it's fine, nothing to be frustrated about it. And then Tanya in this chapter 17 says that we don't have to reach the absolute, like, out of this world experience necessarily. He says, it refers in this chapter 17 to the front page of the Tanya, who says, it is accessible. Here, let me just see what it says. It says, what is within reach? Chapter 17 begins with the title, what is within reach? And it says, Rather, the thing is very much within reach for you, in your mouth and in your heart, so that you can do it. Deuteronomy 13, chapter 30, verse 14. So when you get to say, listen, it's not that difficult, it's not that impossible. So we're going to finish this lesson with an interesting, maybe challenging point, and some of you would say, well, don't tempt God for this. But if you want to do this, try sometimes yourself. If you, I guess as a kid, you probably always tried, can I levitate this book by my mind? Can I look at this book and see that the book becomes to lift up, 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 up? Well, I'm cheating putting my hand under it. But we have this ability to move things up. Well, that's a black magic to go to this. Hatzul Chalila. God forbid we should try to do this just for the heck of it. But God put in nature this physical ability to move objects to do completely miraculous things. But that God doesn't want us to apply our powers and abilities for that. He says, don't worry about that. You concentrate on the spiritual side of yourself. Don't try to think about something and the stadium is built. Think about something else and now the highway is brought or the building is built. That is not what your charter is. It'll be too easy. I want you to strive to get something. But let's see for the next lesson, we'll see how many of you actually can. One time I was in Tel Aviv in a restaurant, and the guy sat on the table and he looked at the spoons in front of me, and the spoons were lifted off the table. And to this day, it must be 30 years ago, I can forgive myself for not trying to put my hand under and say what kind of trickery that is. I was going to do that, and my wife said, no, don't get interfere. This guy is doing his magic. Maybe it was magic. Maybe he had some magnet or something under the spoon. I don't know. But the spoon said, that's probably not magnetic. So to these days, I witness how he lifted it. What does it have to do with God? I don't know. Maybe nothing to do with God. But I think it demonstrates we have powers that Hashem gave to the world. And we approach His powers even without necessarily being superior, supernal geniuses that they're very limited number, like 5 people in the whole universe of tzaddikim. We don't have to get to that level. It's nice if we could. But if you don't have to get a level to become full unity with God and therefore rid humanity of all the problems. And tomorrow we'll talk more about it, how to help rid humanity of all the problems. Lots of things happening these days in the world that could be seen as frustrating. The world is going crazy, going against Jewish people. Many people are very ignorant of history, of geography, what happens, and it makes you a little bit desperate and frustrated. What's happening? But when you think about it, we have quality, not quantity, to overcome the dark forces of the evil that continuously have tried, are trying, and hopefully will stop trying to dominate the world. Good news are breaking through, and we'll talk tomorrow about those good news. Have a great day. God bless.